Hello YouTube. Thought I'd do a quick video here. I've had some people ask me how do I test my interface board, and how there's a two-step process that I do. I built a special test jig that I can plug the interface board in to do some quick testing. Now this test jig is actually a little more detailed than what I would be able to do listening. If I hook this board up to a repeater, which I do, that's my second step. But my first step is I want to make sure that everything is working. I want to make sure the audio and all that stuff is good. So the best way to do that is to have this hooked up to a scope. So that's what I do, is I have these buttons here and I can press and I can test the audio coming in and going out. The top line is in, the bottom line is out, and I can make sure everything looks good and clean. Now, you wouldn't be able to get this type of detail just listening to it. So this is how I do it, and I monitor the in and out, because if my generator, which is my laptop, has noise coming out, well, that's going to feed noise into the board and it could give me a false reading. So that's why I monitor the in and then the out. That's why there's two lines. So and that's clean. I mean, you're not going to get any cleaner than that. So that's the first thing I do. I can also test transmit and receive circuitry by pressing these buttons to make sure that they're working okay and whatnot. So then after this, then I do hook it up to the repeater, do some quick tests on there, just to make sure that, you know, everything's still okay. Then that's how I test it. What I'll probably end up doing with any other interface boards that I may make in the future, I will make a test jig like I did with this one, and you know, run it to a scope or something to double check the audio circuitry. But at any rate, though, that's probably what I'll end up doing, because there's no sense me plugging in the repeater if I have something wrong. So I like this. I can quickly do a quick test and like, okay, we're good. Now we can plug it in the repeater and then, you know, double check it. So that's how I do it. And you know, I may leave it hooked up to the repeater for an hour or two, and then what I'll do when I do have it hooked up to the repeater, I don't have to really be there to actually do it, since I run that simplex repeater. It will transmit and receive. So what I do is, I guess I might as well just show you. So I'll take the board after it passes this test. I'll take the board, I'll come over here, I'll plug it into the actual repeater, okay, which is hooked up to the date and time and ZELLO and all that stuff. And it's also hooked up, if I show you right over here, is my simplex repeater that it records and plays back. So I can go ahead, and when it does its transmitting, it will record on that handheld and play it back. So I'm checking both receive and transmit. So I'll also do that. And what's nice about it is I can go back into my ZELLO. I have a tablet here. Let me that I have on my ZELLO test channel, and I can go back and play the messages and see how it sounds. So that's how I do the second test. You know, just to reassure that everything's okay, and that's how I do it. So it's I do a two-step testing process is what I call it. And then once it's done with that, then I'm done with the board. So that's how I do it. And the simplex repeater also helps, because like I said, I don't have to sit there. You know, my time and date will play, and then it will record that, and then play it back through the airwaves. So I can just go to my tablet and look at the messages, scroll up and down, and make sure, you know, sounded okay, everything looks good. That I like that way with the message on there. That makes it a lot easier for me to go through, because I can't, you know, sit here for, you know, 3 hours trying to test, you know. But that seemed to work really well. So, and like I said, in this, you can hear this on my ZELLO repeater test channel. You can hear all this happening. So, you know, go join that, listen to it if you want to. You know, I'll try to find that link. I post a link on that. I'll try to post that in the descriptions just so you guys can, you know, if you want to listen to it. But that's how I do it. I do a two-step process, and that's probably the way I'm going to do any interface boards that I design and make going forward. I want to do it. I like the scope because I can make sure it's clean audio, and because that's not going to lie to you. You're going to see any imperfections with that scope more than you will be listening. So, at any rate, I hope that answers your question. If you have any questions or any other comments, post them down below. Please subscribe. Thank you, and have a good day.